All right, guys, we are doing Sandy Claus or Jack Skellington as Sandy Claus for this video today. I'm just taking a white eyeliner and outlining the skeleton head and neck and eyes and nose. Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas is an unbelievably easy character to do. He is a round head, round eyes, stitched up mouth. So I thought, though, that lots of people do him for Halloween, but, like, nobody does him for Christmas. And I think that's kind of sad because, like, the whole plot of the movie, spoiler alert, is that he desperately loves Christmas, but is obviously a skeleton. So, next, paint yourself white. I'm using Snazaroo face paint, and I actually went in and did a couple coats. I don't think that I actually show you in this video how many coats that I do of the white, but it's pretty, it's not as opaque as I'd like it to be when you first apply it. So I actually went back in after I outlined everything and did like a couple more coats of white just to make it like a really intense color. The Snazaroo face paint I always have a hard time with because I always end up using too much water to like activate it, and then it always comes out a little bit more translucent and not as opaque as I would like it to be. So that's something I'm working on. Practice makes perfect though, right? Next, I'm going in with some black face paint. This is just some generic face paint I got off of Amazon a long time ago. And I am outlining the head and the neck and covering up my ears. This is just giving me a better idea of like the Jack's like head shape because he has an unbelievably round head. So I was just doing this to really kind of give myself a better idea of what I was working with. Generally, I probably wouldn't do this step in a lot of my other looks until like last. But since Jack is really just a white face and black details, I figured I would do this to make sure that I got his face shape correct. But yeah. Also, don't forget to outline underneath your chin to really round out his face. At first, you think you should connect like the neck and his head, but it actually photographs and looks a lot better if you kind of like distinguish them. So make sure, like I'm showing you right now, to kind of paint the black in between his neck and his head, because I think that really adds to the look. Next is about details. I used the face paint for around my head and my ears, but for his eyes and the details on my face, I used a gel cream liner. I think this one's from Pretty Vulgar because I wanted it unbelievably dark, and sometimes I found that the water activated face paints on my face for details is just a little too thin and it doesn't show up as nicely or as dark or opaque as I'd like. So I'm just painting on his eyes. For this look, I'm doing round eyes, and I think that a lot of people during Halloween paint Jack on their faces as this very like mean, menacing character. However, Jack is so lovable and he is not mean at all. Spoiler alert. He's just a little confused and a little misunderstood. I think most of the times where he is dressed up as Sandy Claus, that he has like these really round eyes and he's just in awe and he's just like this childlike wonder. So for my Jack rendering, I wanted him to have those round eyes, and so I just literally did 2 big circles Again, spoilers if nobody has seen this movie, but I assume if you're watching this video of how to become Jack Skellington as Santa Claus, you've seen The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's also been out for like close to 20 years, so 30 years. No, 30 years, I think. Oh my God. Whew. Then I'm taking that same gel liner and doing the details. I did take an LA Girl Cosmetics stick liner and did my waterline just there, but I go back to the gel cream liner to do his nostrils as well as his smile. And again, because I think that Jack is the most wonderfully lovable character, I kind of do like his little crooked, squiggly smile. And I just used my natural lip line to do kind of how I think that it would squiggle. I don't know. I don't have better words for this. I need to look up better vocabulary for these because I'm not the best at describing what I'm doing. But I just use my natural lip line, and then I add in like these stitches that he has as well. To finish off the actual skeleton look, I do a little bit of shading around his eyes, and I probably could have done a little bit more or added a few more detail lines around his face. However, he is claymation or stop animation, and so the detail lines are always really difficult when you're trying to do these looks on yourself because he is a three-dimensional character and you're a three-dimensional person. It's a whole thing. I'm still learning how to do these perfectly, but if I had to do it again, I'd probably do like a couple more intense detail lines around my eyes and elsewhere on my face. But I think just a little bit of shading just added a little depth to the eye sockets themselves. And then after the shading, I went in and covered up my hair a little bit more. I used a black hairspray because I didn't know what the Santa hat was and wasn't going to cover. So I figured just to make sure that I was safe, I would cover up the orange with some black hairspray just to make sure that it was nice and covered and you wouldn't be able to see it. To create Santa Claus's beard, I used buffalo snow. You can buy this at Joann's or Michael's, probably not anymore because they're all sold out for Christmas already on the 12th. But I just used buffalo snow and I kind of like molded it into a beard-like shape, put the hat on, and then stuffed the buffalo snow up into the hat so it would stay there. Yeah, and then once you figure out where the hat needs to be on Jack's head, and then you put the buffalo snow beard on, you become Sandy Claus or Jack Skellington as Sandy Claus. I also did make some skeleton hands with black gloves and some white paper, but they did not work out all that great, so you can't really see my hands, but that's fine. But yeah, that was the look. This is my Jack Skellington as Sandy Claus look. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. I will list all of the products that I used in the description box below. So if you are interested in turning into Sandy Claus yourself, you can check all those out on your own time. As always, please be sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would hate for you to miss out on any more looks, videos, or anything like that. Thanks so much for watching, guys.